As an early Christmas present, CIG finally gave us the first version of the new roadmap that we've all been waiting for, promising much more insight into the goings-on behind the scenes. Today, we'll be taking a look at this new roadmap, giving a brief explanation of how it works, as well as our thoughts, both good and bad. Finally, sorry that this video is a week late, but Christmas time means family time, so alas, YouTube had to take a back seat for a while. With that out of the way, I'm Sean from We Small Band, and welcome to A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Verse. Let's first take a look at the roadmap view that we've all come to know and love, or hate, and that's the release view. This is the same as it has always been, showing the next 2 quarters with various categories showing the features that CIG expects to be released in a given patch. Each of these can be clicked to give more information, such as the cave entrance card here. Notably, the number of tasks is no longer shown here, and we're not sure if this is just an oversight or intent. Many people, us included, use these to track the progress of a given feature, so we do hope to see it added back in. With that covered, onto the actual update, the progress tracker. This has 2 views, being the quarterly and bi-quarterly, although all this really does is change the view from a monthly to a weekly, and honestly the difference is minimal. We're just going to leave it in bi-quarterly view for this. If you've ever worked with a Gantt chart like Microsoft Project or Google Gantt, then this view is no doubt familiar to you. If you've been fortunate enough to never be subjected to those things, then here's a quick explanation. Clicking into a team gives a list of features that they have been assigned to work on. To the right of the feature, we see the projected time required for that team to complete all of their tasks. Using the bespoke taken place as an example, we can see that the team expects to start work in April and finish mid-August. By clicking on one of these features, we can see a more granular view of the various disciplines that said feature consists of. Again, using the bespoke taken place, we can see that there are 2 disciplines, being engineering and design, with the Gantt chart to the right showing that both sets of work will take around 7 weeks. Now, we use this example for a reason. The animation and engineering workflows can be worked on simultaneously, as we can see from other features, yet here the feature takes 19 weeks, not 7. This is because the engineering work isn't set to start until 6 weeks after the animation work is complete, because the team are instead working on something else. This is a great example of why some features that can be reasonably considered simple take much longer than would otherwise be expected. Things are worked on by different teams at different times, depending on their availabilities, making small tasks appear to grow in size. This is actually a common complaint that we see on places like Reddit, so this goes some way to assuaging those concerns. There are some other issues, however, that we naturally need to address. Sticking with the current example, we know that the engineering team won't get to this task until a month after the animation work is completed, but there is no way of sorting or filtering by this discipline, so we have no way of easily knowing what exactly it is that they're working on before they get to this feature. If you are curious, by the way, in this instance it looks to be the actor status tier 1, which allows us to finally get drunk in the verse. A much more important feature if you ask me. Another major issue is where multiple teams are working on a single feature, which makes it harder to track all of the work that's been done. Let's use the C2 Hercules as an example, a ship that a lot of people are excited to get their mitts on. If we look under the US Vehicle Content team, we see that they have work penned in for the tech content from January through to mid-March. Now this may lead some people to think, great, C2 will be ready for Q1's patch, except that's not entirely true. If we move to the EU Vehicle Content team, we see that they too have a task for design that will run from January through to the end of March. Finally, we find the C2 again under the Vehicle Experience team, who have work penned in for the C2 running from mid-April to early May. Now, this may be post-release work, such as feedback-based polishing, however, as we don't know the individual tasks involved here, we cannot say. That itself is another feature that we feel is missing here. This is a big problem, as it may lead some people to expect certain features to be in a certain patch, when in reality there are other tasks that need working on within other teams. A marker against each feature that indicates it exists in multiple teams will be a quick and simple fix for this. Finally, we should note that not every team and feature is visible on the roadmap. The back-end engineering teams, such as networking or the iCache stuff, isn't visible at this time, although CIG have made a point that these will be added. Additionally, some upstream teams are also missing, as their work is sporadic and difficult to pin down with accuracy, so we don't expect to ever see those on there. To wrap this up then, there are some things that CIG need to add to this roadmap. The ability to see at a glance where a feature exists under multiple teams is the biggest one for us, with the ability to sort by discipline being close second. We would also like to be able to see just how many tasks each discipline has, as this allows backers to view progress as it happens. We know this is tied directly to the internal Jira, so this should be doable. Negative criticism aside, it's a fantastic change to the roadmap and a huge leap in the right direction regarding CIG's promise to be transparent about the development. It's not as detailed as an internal Jira for sure, but this is substantially more in depth than any of us at We Small Band have ever seen from a game before. Leave your thoughts down below, and with that we thank you for watching, and we'll catch y'all next time.